Yep.
Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. For some reason, every time I introduce myself, I always scoot up. It's the dumbest habit that I've noticed. It is Sunday as we record, which means that it's time for Intercontinental Group of Awesome, so named because we span 2 continents and we play awesome games awesomely. We are continuing our Atlantica City series, doing so via Jen's game Power Beyond Doubt, which is about grown-up superheroes dealing with super problems. In our current volume of the comic, they are dealing with the oncoming threat stemmed from another world, another dimension. And the group has broken up. The as yet unnamed team was broken into component parts last session in order to pursue several different avenues to gather more information, to gather some allies, and to gather together to try to defeat this dangerous threat. So we had a few wishes on the table. I often read these before recording, but didn't, so we'll do it now. We're interested in getting into the heart of the mystery, learning what's up with Hearn and why he has disappeared on Maxwell. Oh, that's right, we did have a name, Atlantic City Defenders. Yes, thank you for remembering the Atlantica City Defenders, Sabine. Always our treasure trove of remembering the things that I can't. Thank you.
Yeah, just names. Everything else I forget totally, but names I'm good with. I don't know why.
Other wishes. Let's see, more player questions. There was a point where a player jumped in and asked a question about a particular scene, and Alex liked that and would like to see more of it. I agree. There's a hope for Blossom to present Neutron Fist to the group and see what happens. Some manifestation of the evil. Don't worry, that's coming. Note here about what is up about Isidro and Fea. So we'll deal with that, and more looping in and NPCs to catch up with. Yeah. Oh, and of course, someone put a wish out that I can't grant, but for Miguel to cook for the team at some point. Yeah. I can't grant that though.
No, you can ask him. He will probably do it, but yeah. Yes, sure.
We start this session, and what we have is a couple of panels, comic book panels, showing what appears to be a slightly run-down section of town. It is in the section on the waterfront, and we see a couple of shots. Like first we see an alley where there's a lot of trash that has overflowed. Perhaps the garbage pickup hasn't come in a timely fashion. We see a burned out, not burned out, but like a broken down car with a couple of flats. We see a strip with like liquor, pawn shop, tattoo, and then we see the broken sign that, if you put back all the letters, would say Princess Pizza Party. And there's this weight to the lines drawing that the artist used to draw Princess Pizza Party, to give it a thicker presence against the background. And then there's a panel of some movement, a police car racing by, and we come back to the Princess Pizza Party, but the shadow around the edges of the party, of the restaurant that has been closed for a number of years, seems to grow and spread outward. Even though the sun is moving and the shadows of everything else in the background are moving where the sun is, the shadow of Princess Pizza Party spreads like a cancer. I think it would be cool to pick up with a bit of a group scene if you guys are interested in that, where do we want this to take place? Well, ask Sionnach, where is the group meeting up?
Gonna pour over the map a little bit. I mean, maybe we're meeting at Miguel's penthouse, or
That would be fun. Would Miguel allow people to his penthouse?
I mean, Blas basically lives there. He's taken Sionnach there, so sure. I mean, why not?
yeah, the only person who hasn't been there so
Yeah.
far is
It's Maxwell. So
Maxwell.
and Matteo, he can also come and hang out.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, I feel that maybe we've talked privately before, Matteo and Miguel, and Matteo's been here before. So, if you are
cool.
okay
I
with
like that. I like that
Rich.
backstory. That sounds awesome. I'm very much a fan of that.
Mhm.
So people are arriving. We pick up with a couple of silent panels of folks arriving, and then a portal opens up, and Matteo steps through the portal. This is a question I'll throw in Tyler's wheelhouse here. Does he bring Tony with her? Like, is she invited to this?
No, because I'm only Maxwell and I have a secret identity.
Okay, cool. So he steps through alone. And he is wearing his mask, but once he steps in and closes the portal, he'll slide the mask up. You guys know that he is the teenage high schooler, Matteo. So, Oscuro, is this like are there snacks, or is this just totally all business? What's the setup for as folks
I
arrive?
think he remembered kind of that people like to have something to eat. And yeah, how much time did he have to prepare for this? Sionnach, what do you think?
I mean, I think you can pad that time by like 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes just by presuming that he called his housekeeper and was like, yo, we need 20 more tamales.
Yes, that's probably what he did. He called his housekeeper and said, "Hey, can you swing by and bring some snacks? I can't." And so there are some snacks that's probably just mainly cheese ball thingies and chips and a couple of dips that are, yeah.
Nice. And Doritos, because Matteo loves Doritos, so he popped out
Yes,
to bring them.
absolutely. Oh, okay. Maybe there are some for him because, I mean, he's been
nice.
here
You're
before.
thoughtful.
Yeah. I mean,
Mateo is Blue Orchid.
yes.
Correct. Thank you for
Right.
that
Okay. Yeah.
clarification.
Okay. I'm going, who?
Sorry.
Well, no,
I
he's
shouldn't.
hidden. So here we go. I unhid him on the character keeper in case
Cool.
that helps. Sweet.
Nice.
I think Blossom like kind of comes out of the room she's now taken or been given. Kind of like you might catch she kind of just like shoves with her foot like some sort of plant growth like back into the doorway before closing it. Like because wherever she hangs around for a long time, it starts to
Yeah.
what's the word? Terraform.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. My housekeeper has complained about this a little, especially when it got into tomatoes. But,
Screaming at you in Spanish. The tomatoes.
Oh no, she wouldn't scream at me. We have
she
a very professional
All right.
relationship.
I will forget the telenovela relationship and go with more
No.
professional. Sounds good.
No, she's she's the only one who calls me Senor Morales, and I will tolerate it. I won't tolerate it from other people, but her, yeah, fine.
Can I roll by start of session?
You certainly should.
Rolling
I
the
should.
power. That's an 8. Finally, not a fail. How amazing.
Excellent.
That's only the second time I've rolled it and not failed.
So always away hold is 1. Good. No one has a dastardly plan just for you.
Oh, before I roll my my they don't really mean it roll. The adding touchstones, it was meaningful scene between or mechanical results. Either
Correct.
of those are optional.
Correct.
Work.
Vibes or rolls accepted.
Yes. Do I now have a touchstone with Neutron Fist?
If you want it,
I
think
say
that was
this
pretty
now. No, I'm
meaningful.
putting it on the line.
Putting it on the line.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you do. Is he
Okay.
invited to this thing?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay. You wanna get things ready.
Yeah. Or
Cool. So
No,
Maxwell, when you're there, Blue Orchid will come over. Professor, I just want to let you know that Tony's doing all right.
That's good to hear. I've been I've been trying to keep in touch. She had mentioned training with her, but his absence has made that somewhat more difficult.
Well, I offered to train with her a little bit. She's thinking about it.
Did she take? Well, I'll make a recommendation, my boy.
You know, if you think that's good for her.
I think it would be good for both of you.
Okay.
I'll
Whatever
pat
you
him
say, sir.
solidly on the shoulder.
He blushes a little, and they don't head over and open a burrito. He kind of reaches his hand through a portal and pulls back with a bottle opener, pops open the cap.
Oscuro, I must say, this is a lovely abode.
Yeah, well, we bought it before the incident, and yeah, well,
It is just marvelous. Your view is spectacular. Much better than what you'd get on a professor's salary. I'll say that.
well, I mean, yeah, we made a lot of money. It wasn't intentional actually, but came with a success, I guess.
Okay. Well, yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, considering that we were very anti-capitalist in our texts and behavior, it's kind of weird. It always weirds me out. But my lawyers say I can't just give away the money because that is not a good business decision. It's more helpful to the cause and the charities if I keep the money and let it work for that. So okay, they know money.
Yeah. Well, they say that money doesn't buy you happiness, but I assure you, poverty pretty well sucks. So it is nice to have a bit. And if you're doing good things with it, then, well, that is admirable.
Yeah, that's basically how I excuse the whole thing. And the fact that Oscuro needs a lot of money because he needs a lot of guitars and the whole costume thing that I can't use that very often because it gets scraped off a lot when I fall or get thrown or stuff like that.
Very reasonable. I did find out a little bit of information. My friends at the Paranormal Society, I believe is what it is. Yes.
Mhm.
Have located the princess herself.
The princess? Like,
Yeah, the lady who played her, yes.
Oh,
Wow.
she's still in town?
Indeed she is.
Huh.
Thought she left. Huh.
so we can
Well,
go
they found
talk to her?
an address. I figured that perhaps someone would like to accompany me and one of my colleagues in the society. I rather promised that a super would be willing to come for this interview.
Oh, Sionnach or Oscuro should Over to you.
I'll do it.
I
I was-
have to go to my mentor. He's got information. He says that I need to pick up. And also, I would prefer not to be touted as a super because my secret identity is paper thin as it is.
Oh, well, I was thinking whoever would go might go in costume. It might make an impression upon this lady. And as, well, I don't know if Hearn would be particularly good. Had to have done it anyway, but I'm not quite capable at this point, even if it were an option.
Professor, is there any way, like, how are you going to fix that with Hearn?
Well, despite his complaints, I don't believe that he actually has left. I don't think he can any more than I can boot him out. We are stuck with each other at this time. I believe he is as deep in recess as he is capable of being, hoping to avoid detection. He is concerned about what this darkness is. Perhaps once we've ended the problem, he'll make a return.
Can he hear us?
Oh, I'm sure he's, to some extent, yes.
Let's let in some sunlight and share some of the information that Sionnach and I dug up.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll just give you the lowdown with this. Someone will betray us and stuff like that. That we got. And
yeah, we got a few other details as well that were relatively important, but slipped my mind at the moment.
Yeah, mine too.
And you received it from who? Who did y'all go see? I remember the scene of y'all doing it, but who'd you go see?
IGoA, the Irish of Crossroads. I imagine you know who that is, right? You're being a professor, stuff like that.
Ah, yes. Oh, that is. And they provided this prophecy that we would be betrayed by one of our own.
Yeah.
And you can trust them? I mean, Hearn might be acting up a bit, but
I think
that feels a stretch.
Yeah, well, but IGoA wouldn't lie, not like that. Not bland-faced. He might mean something totally different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But I think
Well,
we have to take this seriously. I don't know if it's gonna be her. Maybe it's gonna be me. I don't know. I don't plan on it.
Seems to be unlikely that it's Hearn, since I think Hearn would most likely try to hide.
Well, if they're
Showing
talking about
himself.
anyone in
I'm sorry.
if they're talking about anyone in this room, you say they don't lie, but I just can't believe it.
It could be inadvertent.
Magical sources tend to follow rules. So it's less about them being trustworthy and more about them following rules, if that makes sense.
If I may, they said we would be betrayed by, and what specific thing was said? An ally, one of our own. And I suppose pointing to you, Rich.
Yeah, one of your own, I believe, is the term that was used by IGoA.
Yeah.
One of our own. That does not mean one of us.
That's true. It could mean any other superhero of a similar enough caliber.
Or someone we hold close and trust.
Potentially.
Doesn't make me happier.
I'm not inclined to fret about it. Those things tend to cause greater problems than they solve.
Okay, well,
Agreed.
Distrust creates betrayal by itself. So I would rather not succumb to it. And then also, I like the confirmed that either the Scion needs to be back on the job, or they need a successor, or we need to figure out a way to disconnect the two worlds. Is that correct? As I refer to Oscuro.
Yeah, that's basically what I got. I think what he also said is that we might need that the darkness followed someone here. It might have been the princess, I guess.
Yes.
Or it might have to do something with
that's
her.
Right. That's right. Another tactic suggested to us was to make this place beneath the darkness's notice. To simply pepper it with what displeases it.
That's what the princess did with
Laughter.
joy and
Yes.
laughter. Yeah.
yeah.
I do remember early on Hearn suggesting we simply threw her back in. I did
remember
approve.
I remember we rejected that idea though.
That seems.
I'm not on board with that.
Yeah, callous.
I tend to agree. However, if she did bring it with her, perhaps she would be willing to return.
I think whatever we do, we should talk with her and see what her view of this situation looks like.
Yes, that could be very revelatory.
Didn't the legend state something that the darkness destroyed her world and she was the last survivor or something? Or is that just, am I confused about something else?
I can answer this and then also reshare the doc for future reading. Not that I expect you to read it right now. So the story. Oh shoot, where is it? Backstory painted on the wall. She had been a fairy princess in her own world, but when a terrible darkness invaded her land, she came here. In order to prevent the darkness from following, she magically created this place. So it was this fantasy land of happiness, and she and several of her best friends escaped the darkness and created Princess Pizza Party with laughter to keep the darkness from encroaching on your world.
So it's ambiguous on whether or not the previous realm was destroyed.
Correct.
Just that it was invaded.
Just that it was invaded. She would, as you say, Sionnach, it's likely she would have a great deal more information on this. And again, we're operating off the idea that this mural is the truth. She will be our great source of information. You say, Oscuro, that you are to meet with your mentor.
He called me, told me there was something happening. It was ominous as fuck, and I should go and talk to him. He won't give me a straight answer because it was so hard to get that. And I don't know. At least he said that Timothea is back. I imagine that's the fake one. But I think somebody, and I told this to Theo already, somebody said this could cause cracks in reality, right? This darkness manifesting. And I think that Fea's appearance might have something to do with one of these cracks. So I really should go and talk to him. I'm just yeah. Anyway,
All right. Blossom, Blue. Any
Yes, sir.
thoughts on how best we could use resources from your standpoint?
I mean, the magic stuff is that's your guys' thing, but you know, I got maybe a new ally who can help with, you know, the punching stuff when if we the plan, you know, and to be fair, the plans usually get to that point at some point.
Well, we are short of heavy hitters, so it would be nice to have one back.
Very true.
Yeah, Gabe. I mean, Neutron Fist seems.
In return, we get a brain, which we also need. Not saying that Hearn isn't brainy, just a different kind.
Yes.
But yeah, let's meet him.
Meet him.
Or her. By
Yeah, I could reach out to them and they could next time we meet up.
sure.
They could come along.
Honestly, we should start
should-
talking next steps, but
Sionnach, you notice that Mateo or Blue Orchid seems to pick up a little bit of what's going on with Blossom. He might know a little something, but he's not going to volunteer that information because Blossom's not saying anything.
I'm not going to press him for it. Blossom gets to choose whether to be forward or not. But I am amused to watch Blue Orchid struggle this way because uncomfortable teenagers is just funny. Chef's kiss.
Is that your catnip there?
No, not really, but
Okay, good.
it
It's
is fun.
Before we move too far past it, I'm sorry, Alex, you have made the roll for They Don't Really Mean It. How did that go?
It went very badly. I got a 6.
Oh my.
But good news, of course. I might level up twice in 2 sessions. Maybe. Well, I'm only. At
I mean,
2
the world was
speed.
destroyed, but no. What 2 touchstones are you losing?
Oh, I have to choose.
Yeah, I want you to choose.
Oh dear. Okay. Oh. I mean, if I lost the.
You never got handsome back either. That's so
I never got hands back, but I think she's moved past. She's now has a different target. I think I don't know what it'll mean to their relationship, but the people who kind of worship the blossoms.
Yeah,
ecosystem,
Ozil,
plant life.
remember Ozil Kralzig?
Mm,
That is the person who holds your infection sacred.
yeah.
So yeah.
So I don't know what that'll mean to their view of me, but can't imagine it's good.
No.
Because she was already kind of creepy fan that gets angry at you or
Yeah. I'm adding Blossom to my list.
yeah. Just because she holds the thing in investing me sacred doesn't mean she will hold me sacred anymore.
It's true. Maybe it's better if the 2 of you separate.
And then it gets really painful. Because anything I choose now is I don't like.
I know.
Is that actually 6 different options? 1, 2, 3,
8.
7. Well, if I've chosen the one.
Oh, you've chosen one, yes.
So 7 different options. Is it? Can I make a custom 7-sided dice?
Sure. I think you can do 1d7 on the quick roll.
Yeah.
At the top.
Sides. I'm doing that, and damn the consequences.
All of this is bad. It's all bad.
Yeah. Add dice. I roll.
Oh no, I think
Select-
at the top you can just type 1d7 at the quick roll at the very
I'll
top.
do that.
And just hit
I will
enter.
do that then. That's quickest.
That way you don't have to create a whole die. That's
1d7. Who am I just? I don't even know. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
Is that right? Theo, right?
Theo, which
It's Sionnach. What do
that's
you
Sionnach.
think?
Oh. Ooh,
Maybe we're just not vibing right now.
maybe we're not vibing.
Yeah. It's just how it is. Sometimes
Yeah.
things don't, it sometimes doesn't mean anything, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, just can't count on. Yeah, oof, rough stuff. I love it. Delightful.
And Blue,
Yes.
perhaps, as I say, Tony is more used to speaking to Hearn. Could you maybe try to get in touch with her and inform her of what's going on? Again, allies, when it comes down to it, are what we're going to need.
Yes, sir. I'll try to find Hearn. So Hearn's not in you right now? He's out.
I meant more along speak to Tony about inform her of what's going on. And
Got it, sir. No problem.
By the way, speaking to her, Maxwell, I think, I mean, I hate to put pressure on you, but I think Hearn has information on this. And I
well,
don't know if I can call him without you being involved. I don't even know if I can call him at all.
I am not adverse to you trying, but I will be honest with you. I don't believe that you will be successful.
Yeah, neither do I really. But he has information that we might need, and he is connected to you.
Well, feel free to make the attempt.
I don't know if that can do anything really, but I think it needs to come from you, actually. I'm sorry to say this, put that pressure on you. I know you don't really want to confront that because it would impact your relationship with him, but
Well, I have on several occasions made the attempt
oh, okay.
to bring him back.
Sorry. Oh,
He's
sorry. Yeah.
currently incommunicado.
Okay.
Perhaps if my life were in danger, he would take the steps, but I'm not quite, if you'll pardon me, willing to take the risk.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to throw you off the building to see if anything happens. No, we don't do that.
Yeah. But the next best thing, I do intend to bring Caseware with me to meet the princess, and he is a wonderful judge of character.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He seems to like me.
Oh, Pishma, she definitely likes you. You've never been bitten.
Yeah, that's what I mean by
Oscuro's
wonderful.
flipping it. Yeah, Oscuro's
By
saying
wonderful judge of character, but okay.
Maxwell is going with whom to see Sally Hudgens?
I believe Sionnach, you said you were
Sionnach,
going with me,
yeah.
right?
Sure. Yeah. Because it's also an interview thing with some of the members of
With
ours, correct?
I believe Gavin is supposed to go with us.
All right. I'll be costumed up and sparkly.
Nice.
I think Blossom, I think she wants to talk with somebody about stuff going on, and I think she actually decides on Oscuro. I think she's so I'll come with you if you know
If you can't
need
stand
to
to
punch
see.
him.
Oh, we're not punching him, but
I'm joking,
I-
but you know,
I'd appreciate the moral support. Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks.
It seems like everyone has, and of course, Blue Orchid says, "Okay, I'll go talk to Tony," and it looks like everybody's about to break and go separate ways when Blue Orchid's phone buzzes and he slips it out um, uh, and he drops into Spanish. We go, "Can I turn on your TV, please?"
No, feel free.
He goes over and picks
What
up the
is it?
remote. I think we need to see this. And he turns it on and flips a couple of channels until the local Atlantica City network. Like you see this is Action News. Action News Atlantica City is on, and there's a person standing in front of what you see behind is Princess Pizza Party, and you see that the shadow is like a block. Like this is a long shot. They do not want to get close, it seems. And the reporter, she says, "This is the site of what used to be a restaurant children enjoyed. However, we have been told that this is actually now the spot where another dimension may be encroaching into our own."
I love that that's such a casual thing they'll say.
And then I have here with me, and she gestures, and the camera shot widens a little bit, and stepping into the frame are people that Oscuro you immediately recognize: Knockback, Tempest, Simba, and Flamingo, all of the members of the Next Level team, former recent graduates, or the most recent graduates of Shepherd Academy in Atlantica City. And Tempest, the very statuesque beauty, says, "Yes, this princess's pizza party is a hellmouth, and Next Level will be fighting this threat before it encroaches any further." And she points, and the camera like zooms into the shadow, and then Next Level there's like an impromptu interview as they use this. "Yes, Next Level, we are from we graduated from Shepherd's Academy. We've gone out to form our own team." And and Flamingo says, "Yeah, you might want to follow our YouTube channel, because I'm going to be broadcasting this as we go in." And he like flips up his little GoPro, and then he flies off, and the rest of them start walking quickly towards the shadow, and the cameraman like watches them, and Knockback turns back and gives the camera like a peace sign. And then
No.
I
moment
hate
that
these
they
ride-alongs.
step into the shadow, each of them quickly disappear.
I can't believe these guys actually, I can't believe Flamingo actually thought I would work with these guys.
Are these guys going to be okay?
I don't know.
Doubt it. None of them has any great knowledge of magic or interdimensional stuff. They're
Sionnach,
mutants.
do you have any means of contacting them? You should tell them to fall back.
I
Or
can.
Oscuro.
I have Flamingo's phone number here. I can call him. Yeah.
Quickly before they
Okay.
very well may
Yes.
They
Yes.
die.
Yes. I'm calling him. I'm calling him.
Okay, cool. The phone rings once. It's Flamingo. Hey, it's you. Did you see me on TV?
Yes, Christian, you should get out of there.
No. We've got this. Tempest, she said she knows the location. All we have to do is step to the other side, and we can take care of this.
Look, I've talked to Orisha, okay? And he said there's no way someone can.
Which Orisha?
Elegua. I know you don't believe in that, but he's powerful. He knows stuff.
He's messing with you.
He's
a
not messing
liar.
He's not a liar. And I look like a little help here to everybody else. This is on the phone.
It sounds like you're
Listen.
trying to persuade him
Yeah.
to not go
Mhm.
forward. And Sionnach can help, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it sounds like Sionnach.
Please.
Listen, go in, but be ready to fall back as soon as things get even a little beyond your grasp, okay? We're trying to pull together some knowledge, some tactics, to push through this problem as well. So if you hit trouble, fall back. We'll be following up with you.
Nice. That sounds awesome. So please, Oscuro, attempt to persuade. Oscuro, you're rolling with, this is a trust aligned. Your trust is a 1?
And I'm rolling with humanity, I assume, right?
Yes, correct. So you're rolling +1.
Okay. No, I need dice. Sorry.
It's okay. I've done that too. It's like, oh, I got all worked up for it. Nothing.
That's Blossom's roll.
That was Blossom's roll. Yeah, so your roll
Yeah.
hasn't popped in yet.
It doesn't want to roll. Now it says rolling. Damn it. There is a 6, but I've got help from Sionnach, I think. Right?
Right.
Maybe.
Help in our team.
Lining that up.
So you'll roll with team.
All right. You get a +1 from me. Boom.
Oh, so that 7 becomes a 6 becomes a 7, and
Yep.
a 7 on persuade someone. Okay, on a 7 to 9, they'll need some concrete assurance, corroboration, or evidence first.
Okay.
I think there's a moment where he calls out and he says, "Hey, Oscuro says she talked to Lego, and that's so the pathways person. I mentioned it, and you hear Simba's voice rumble. Yes, you've mentioned the Orisha. Well, they're saying we should wait." And Knockback says, "Yeah, Oscuro's just afraid, like normal. Just wants to run away." And Flamingo comes back.
Have you told everybody about the Oscuro thing? Of course you have. Forget it.
You're my team.
Great.
She's still mad, especially since you didn't tell her.
I did tell her. And maybe I called had the wrong number. That happened. That
Oh,
happens.
wait, I'm sorry. Did Oscuro tell Knockback?
Oh, he sent her a text. I mean, he talked about leaving all the time, right? And he
Right.
sent her a text like,
Okay.
"I'm going now. I'm waiting for you at this and this point."
Oh, right. And she never joined.
And she
Yeah, so-
never showed up. But maybe somebody talked her out of running away from school at 16. That is not really
That's
good.
true.
That is
True.
maybe not a very good life choice.
Not the best life choice. Yeah, that's right. They were going to go. He was going to go hitchhiking. That's right.
He was going to go to a festival to listen to some
He
music.
didn't go with. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm.
I don't think that necessarily means that she said you were Oscuro, but I get you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Flamingo's going to need some concrete. He says, "Listen, the team, they've already got the news reporter here. That they're filming and everything. You guys have, if we're going to hold back, like, wait, your friend said that we could just go in and like back out. That really shouldn't back down here. If we turn around, next level's going to look like a bunch of idiots. But
No.
maybe we just go and it's a recon mission. Is that cool?"
Fine, don't get killed.
Okay, wasn't in my plans anyway. Okay, well, I guess you're gonna deal with this too. So, good luck. See you
Thanks.
soon.
Let's see. Yeah, but if you survive your recon mission, sure.
All right.
Theo's just like wincing.
Yeah, I think so. It's Maxwell. This is like, oh my lord, how horrid.
Rich is channeling some new Warriors energy for this. That is a comic book.
Oh,
Yeah. Not that. Oh, okay, maybe. All right. So Christian will be cool with that, but he definitely says he will be careful. And then he ends the call.
Blue, before you leave, would you do me a small favor?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Can you open a quick portal to my parlor?
Your house?
Yes.
Yes. You bet it. You bet. He opens up the door, and I mean,
I
he's
will-
been to your house, so I imagine it would probably be like a common room and not to your bedroom or whatever, because he wouldn't know.
Right. This is, yeah. And I will give a kind of high-pitched whistle, and a moment or two later, Keswir will
Oh,
come through.
nice. Of course, Blue would like, whoa. Then Keswir jumps through and immediately charges towards you, Oscuro, as if he's going to bound you over. What do you do?
I kind of, I let him. I mean, he's enthusiastic, so, and I'm good at falling, so it's
There you
fine.
go. So he bounds you over and licks your face a whole lot.
Yeah,
Can't say
he's a
I'm in
bit
love
of a
with
slobbery
dogs.
licker.
Yes.
He's a softie. I reach down and kind of scruff his hair.
He lifts his head up and kind of leans into you, scruffing his hair there. You end up leaving a few flowers in his fur. This looks cute. Sweet. Good. So we've got Maxwell and Sionnach heading off, and then Oscuro wanted to work with Blossom, talk to Blossom about something. Is that right?
Well, no, Blossom wanted to.
Oh, sorry. Flip mode. Blossom
Yeah.
wanted to talk to Oscuro about a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue will ask if anybody need anything else, and then he'll portal out of there to go talk to Tony about training and stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you just portal us to the mansion? You can't, right? You've never been there.
No.
Okay.
But no, we should just go with no. But if you let me come to the mansion sometime, I can do that.
Yeah, that's my mother's mansion, so sure. If anybody needs some magic books to look at, then she's got a library. And this goes more to Maxwell than to me, Matteo, but yeah.
Yeah, Mateo's like, magic library, great.
Yeah.
Single panel of checked out books sitting untouched near his backpack at home. Sweet. Let's stick around with the Blossom chat with Oscuro. I think there's a lot of heat there, and then we'll probably take our mid-game break and pick up.
So the scene can I cut to Oscuro on Blossom's back, wind.
Yep, sure.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he's Miguel at this point, but who cares, right?
Yeah. I think for a while it's just like, silence making way, and then just after one of the leaps, Blossom, I think, would. Miguel, since everything went down at the stadium,
Yeah.
have you like put yourself out there again since?
Out there again.
Sudden juddering halt as I slam into a building roof and leap
You're-
off again.
You're losing me out there?
Like with people, not just friends.
Oh, you mean but my lovers are still alive, Blossom.
Yeah, but I mean, have you continued that, or?
It's complicated. Marisol is in a mental institution, but I can't just drop that. And Oscar, he told me, I think over a year ago, that he needed time, so I'm giving him time. I'm not dropping that.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. We've got a mission.
What's this about?
You know that neutron fist I mentioned?
Mm,
Like the one who's like, could be an ally in
mhm.
this battle. coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking of maybe sudden crunch. Let's hit another. Send a big pile of rubble and stuff fly up in the air as I leap off again. I've been thinking of maybe asking him out on a date. We kind of ish went on a date. I mean, it wasn't like going to coffee or anything, but we teamed up, and he didn't seem to hate being around me.
So you like him?
Yeah, but I mean,
okay, then you should totally. I mean, if you have nobody else, no other stuff that you need to end first, then go for it, and maybe figure out if he has somebody else before.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
But I mean,
okay.
Just because he doesn't have anyone, does that really mean he would? I mean, I've not.
You're not what?
Well, since all this, I've not done anything with anyone. I mean,
maybe.
And it's not exactly most people's type.
Okay, because you look different. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't even have toes. Everyone else has toes. I have roots.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if this is a deal breaker. I'm not saying that it might not be for someone, but I feel that it is a very unusual deal breaker. Awesome, that you don't have toes. But I know you're not. You don't look like a regular person, but inside your head, and I knock on your head a little, you are very much a regular person. Yeah. So go for it.
You're going to say shun people, hide in the darkness?
What? No.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to, but I don't think you want to, so. Needless shunning people, hiding in the darkness to me, and I tried that and it didn't work out, so.
So you're going to do something about that as well?
I am doing something about not totally hiding in the darkness. I'm hanging out with you guys. That's as far as I'm willing to go.
Okay, I won't push you,
I mean, I still, Blossom, I still love these guys. Okay.
Well, I hope something, changes.
Yeah, me too.
With that.
I wouldn't know what to do if it did, but yeah, so do I.
Okay. I'll invite him to the next group meeting. Next.
That's not a date. That's not a date, Blossom. You want a chaperone that wanders off when you don't want the chaperone anymore, or do you want to? If you want to go for it slow, then it's fine.
I don't know. I don't know how I could do it. If he's like disgusted, I kind of don't want to know. I prefer just to be.
I mean, okay, let's do the group meeting, and then we can ask Theo to give us an assessment of how disgusted he seems with you, okay? Because I think she's good at reading people. Is that a suggestion that is helpful?
We'll try that.
Okay.
Is it that one? And
Yep.
Lean slightly into the wind to direct the drop. Crunch.
Nice. So I think that either one of you could easily use this scene that you just had as the B plot move, ground yourself. You take some time to ground yourself, reminding yourself why you do this and who you do this for. Frame a quick scene with one of your touchstones. Both of you have each other as a touchstone, and they will shift your confidence or trust 1 towards 0. That means that if you've got a negative, you get an increase, but if you have a positive, it would be pushed down towards 0. Tell them what's bothering you, and then you'd either accept a demand from them or lose them as a touchstone.
I'm willing
think
to,
about
that's
it.
not. Yeah, I'm up for doing that one since don't think we've rolled that. So
It's
I'm
not a
happy to
roll,
get that.
actually.
Oh, it's
just,
not. Oh,
yeah, it's not a roll.
I'm happy to activate the move, or
Engage.
have activated the move.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that one then.
Cool.
I think I have told them what's bothering you. Tell them what's bothering you, and then choose one. I will accept. I will go on a date.
Yes, that's basically the demand. It's not a real hard demand.
Okay.
No, Miguel, I'm going on a date, and I hit my fist in my palm, like I've made a very hard. Well, I have made a very hard decision.
Yeah.
And then I walk with very serious purpose, even though we're not going to the date. We're just going to, let's go see your mentor.
Yeah. And since Blossom already is my touchstone, I can just take that again and would get a point of team. Do I remember that right? Okay. That will do that because my stats for once are pretty okay, and I want to see what happens when Miguel is actually overconfident.
Nice.
So yeah, and then we probably need team.
Yeah, I think you now change my confidence
Yes.
or trust towards 0.
Yes, and so you could either lower Blossom's confidence from 1 or raise her trust from -1 to 0.
I'm raising her trust because it doesn't feel like her confidence got lower.
Exactly. That sounds great.
I'll change that to trust to 0. There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
team.
Nice. Okay. That was a good scene. I think we'll take just to check in, like we're playing for 1 more hour is what, because we've had time changes. So I'm just checking in to make sure we're playing for about 1 more hour plus a little
An
bit.
hour and a bit.
Yep. Cool. Let's take our last break and then we'll head on to the end. Awesome. It's a comic book. So as we do the establishing shot of Sionnach and Professor Maxwell arriving at the house, the address. Oh, also in Gavin.
Gavin.
Did I not say Gavin? I meant to say Gavin.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gavin.
No, I was just reiterating behind you.
Okay, thank you. So the 3 of you arrive. So the question is, Professor Maxwell, are you driving or is Gavin driving?
I don't know. Is there a Sionnach-mobile? Did we go
Is there a Sionnach-mobile?
Yeah, is there the I don't know, the
Because he would
Foxy
be
Box or whatever
super
it is.
into that.
Sionnach's got a motorcycle.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Foxy Box broke me. It broke me. Okay. Wow.
That was
Then
the
it's
70s Sionnach.
Oh, I gotcha.
The
was
one
a
that was
van
up
had
against.
Sionnach on the side.
Oh, that's so good.
Then we're probably coming in my Mercedes.
Nice. You and your Mercedes. And I think Gavin's, like, you're a superhero. You should ride up front. So he'll ride in the back. He does that thing where he ends up putting his head between the two, like, to talk to you every once in a while. He asks some like rookie questions, but you get the vibe that he's aware you're a legacy and is curious if you're the original or if that's a legacy that's passed down. So yeah, how do you respond to Gavin, who is polite but also, a member of an investigative society that wants to ask probing questions to figure out things?
I'm gracious with him. There's actually a lot of ground that we can cover, I think, without getting dicey, if that makes sense. As long as he's not asking, well, what's your full legal name and your current place of residence.
He doesn't even dance near that. He just how early on is he able to, if he is able to get from you that, like, I'm not the original Sionnach?
Oh, practically immediately. Like,
awesome.
Sionnach is not particularly cautious with that information. Like, anybody who is willing to look at some photographs and compare a few things is going to figure that out. And
you get the feeling
frankly, like, previous Sionnachs have also been open about not being the original Sionnach. Not cool. That they come forward with it, but that it's something that they won't lie about.
Yeah, if you do your research, you'd know that answer, kind of.
Right. Yeah, because the family's always been very, don't be silent where that silence is going to create its own answers. We don't want people thinking that, like, the Sionnach is immortal or some shit. That's problematic.
And I would have boosted Gavin there as the person who found this address, found this lady for us, try and make him, to give him a little, we're thankful, thank you very much for having done this.
Mm-hmm. And, I'll play into it. I'll be like, oh, excellent.
Nice.
So much of what we do is going to the right places, asking questions, bothering to knock on a door.
That's great. I'm a big fan of your work, Sionnach, and of course the whole line. I have that small run of comics from the 80s. Took a bit to hunt them down.
Wow. Is that the one where she hunts vampires?
Yes. Foxy Vampire Hunter issues 1 through 8, the limited run series.
Wow.
I paid a fortune for issue 7. I do not understand why that one went up in the value, but it is.
Maybe there was something that happened with the printer.
Oh, maybe, but they're all bagged and boarded. They're great. I actually kind of cardinal sin, but I scanned them in because I wanted to read them without destroying their value. Really cool.
That seems fair. I mean, you purchased them and then you scanned them. So as long as you're not selling those scans.
Oh, I'm not going to torrent that stuff. No way.
Yeah. Who cares?
Cool. And that's when Maxwell, you and your Mercedes Benz. I'm sorry.
1972 bug-eyed.
I'm going to write it down because that will help me. Your Benzo. You pull up and we see a row house. So row house, sorry. European friends, maybe that is a term. Row house. In America, there are things called row houses where kind of the exact same architectural design is used for an entire block of single family unit houses. Often the row houses are on the lower end. They're older. They're
connected. They're in a row.
Yep, exactly.
So they're not like duplexes, so they are detached, right?
Right.
Semi-detached?
This is not duplex.
Is the term?
See, when I say row houses, I always think.
Are they all connected, or is there like
I think
two
they're
houses
fully
chopped in half?
Attached. I mean,
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I see row houses.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I get what you're saying. The style, kind of like in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think you were kind of describing like the mill houses is something we down south that you might be thinking of.
Kit houses, sometimes we call them. Sometimes we even specify and say Sears kit houses, which tickles me.
Yeah. Wow. I've been misusing a term for a while. This is cool. I'm glad I tried to explain my where my brain was at and using a term and realized it's wrong. Yeah, row house is all one word, and it is exactly what Jen is saying and not at all what I said. So
Yeah, kind of
let
like
me
brownstones or whatever.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely like colonials, right? Because you got different colors for each one of the row houses. So then instead, we will go with mill houses, I guess, which is a term that's brand new to me, but that's neat. These are like 1.5 story sets of houses that all have the exact same design, but usually different colors in a row. Very short, narrow yards. This is a lower income, like, they own houses, so no judgment, but obviously this is an older, not as well kept neighborhood. It's the place where it seems to be a lot of retirees. There is a trailer park. This is Atlantic City, therefore it's Florida. There are trailer parks. There's one along this street, but eventually you come. We hear we have written in the panel like the sound of dog barking, a little bit of onomatopoeia there to set the scene. And
It's all right, Case Weir. No, please, no, not the window.
And then Case Weir barks out, and he's in the back with Gavin. So Gavin jumps a little bit because that bark has got some resonance to it. And then the 4 of you pile out of the bug eye. And who leads the way up to the very the tiny 1 to 2 step porch at this front of this house?
I think we probably have you, Sionnach, as I certainly would have stepped back, and I imagine Gavin would as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Looks like a hero's job.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. If Gavin's not claiming the honor, I will do so. I'll walk up and give that front door a knock.
Cool. You knock the door a moment later, but as soon as you knock the door, you hear okay, I'll ask you, Alex, what do we hear in the background? Is it court TV, or this is a major determinant for personality, Alex?
Okay,
this is
all right.
a very
I'll take it
important
seriously.
question. Is it court TV? Is it some like Mayberry RFD or old style black and white Matlock or something, or
Okay,
is it
yeah.
or is it the Fox News channel? What is blaring in the background inside Sally Hudgens' house? This is important.
I'm so sorry. I think it's that latter, the last one. I apologize.
Fox News. Oh my. Oh goodness.
Enjoy your interaction.
And you hear Fox News playing in the background, Sionnach. You have to knock a second time before.
The only Fox I don't like.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Oh my gosh. Great.
Mm-hmm.
The volume lowers a little bit, and you see the shadow through the little curtains in the doors, the kind that has like 4 little glass pane type deal in it. And there's a screen door as well. The screen
I
door.
whisper at Sionnach, she really has lost her joy, hasn't she?
This is going to be tough.
The door opens just a bit. You see a chain in the middle, and there is a woman who oh, that is not what I want to put. I want to use this button to show you the picture. This lady. She's short and kind of wee and super wrinkly, and she's got short hair, and she peers at you, and you're in your Sionnach get up. So there's a moment.
I'll give her a sparkling little wave in the window. But otherwise be patient. I'm not going to gesture to the door or anything jackassy like that.
Is it Halloween, darling?
Oh no, ma'am. Good evening. I'm Sionnach. I'm a local superheroine. I work with the Atlantica City Defenders. And I've been brought here by some gracious local researchers. We wanted to know if we could have a discussion with you about your past career.
I ain't never been a superhero, darling. I think you might have me mix up with someone else. Thank you though. Y'all have a good day. And she tries to push the door a little bit closed.
Oh, I'm not trying to imply that we think you used to be a superhero, but I think that you used to brighten people's lives in a way that is probably more long lasting than the work that I do. And that's really what we wanted to discuss.
Nice. Now I think you're certainly trying to persuade her. Please let the dice hit the table, the virtual table. You'll be rolling with trust and humanity,
Nice.
and you're going to be rolling with a +1, it looks like.
Yep. So I don't have any humanity yet, but I have some trust because people like me.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it. People like me. So let's see here. There's the roller. There's my dice. I'm just gonna roll them raw. All right, that's a 7.
Wow,
I
just
don't
barely. I
think
started
I
to get
can
nervous. I
help
forgot
enough.
you didn't put the +1. With the 6 + 1 makes it a 7. I hope won't push it up to the next. So then she says, truth be told, I ain't much fan of dogs. I gotta have you in for a spot of tea.
I'll glance towards Maxwell.
I suppose Sionnach can stay here at the door.
Kessweir
Though I don't
huffs
look
a
pleased.
little bit, but then he'll like step off of the porch as if to say, yeah, I'll stick around in this stupid yard.
I'll lean down and please don't run far.
He licks your face.
He's a good boy.
So with that, we cut to the panel of her pulling off opening the door after she slides the lock, and you come inside, and immediately the place smells like she obviously cooks here and often. So I think it smells like bread. Like it's just permeated the wallpapers. This place smells a bit like a bakery. You do see that off to the right,
That's pleasant.
older TV set that's still playing Fox News. It's muted, so closed captioning is on about some vitriolic bullshit. And
how are superheroes destroying our country?
Exactly.
Do you need a hand with anything?
As you look around, you see that she has stacks of newspapers against one wall, several years worth of newspapers. She's a little bit of a pack rat. A day, a weekend of hardcore spring cleaning and some crying, and things would probably be all right. You don't think that the joists need to be nothing about the flooring is bad, but
Yeah. No,
there's
she's not going to be on a reality TV show, is what you're saying. Good.
She is not, but
I mean,
she
the
has
place
kept a
smells
lot of
like
things.
bread instead of other things. So,
Yes.
And in fact, I'll make a mention of, have you been baking today?
Well, I have, in fact. I've been baking a little bit. There's I've been baking. Come in. I'll make y'all a spot of tea. Hope you don't mind. Don't have too many sugar cubes. I usually don't sugar it anymore.
That should be fine.
Quite all right. Tea on its own is a true pleasure.
Gavin pulls out. He's got a little box of like Splenda. Got you covered, ma'am. She leans a little bit, kind of moves. She has no idea what he's showing her. So she just, and turns and toddles away. This, as you come into, to the right is a very small room that she seems to have made her living room. There's a sitting room to the left here, which is the room that you've entered. There's a couch and a love seat. Both have plastic on them. They're very, very old. There's a coffee table in the middle, and then the aforementioned stacks of newspapers. There is no TV in the sitting room. You can see there's a bit of a film of dust on the curtains, which seem to be perennially closed. And yeah, she will go and put the tea on. She has a kettle.
Gavin, if you could
Yes.
discreetly start recording, please.
He has like a little recorder with a good mic, like a Zoom, and he slides in his little jacket and he turns that on. Bleep, starts to record. And after she puts the kettle on, she comes back and she looks at the three of you. I'm sorry, what kind of hero you say you were, darling?
Oh, I'm Sionnach. I work with the Atlantic City Defenders.
No?
But I'm also willing to lend a hand to people from our local university. I gesture towards Maxwell and other historical interests.
All right. Well, I'm not sure why y'all came to my house, but I do. I shan't turn away a guest, I guess, a visitor. Y'all can have a seat if you like.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And she'll toddle over and put her hand on the back of the couch, just give herself just a little bit of support. Gavin will go and sit down, but he tries to stay near as if he doesn't lean in, but he's trying to make sure that the recorder is close enough to pick up her kind of soft voice.
Now, go ahead, Maxwell.
Madam, we're rather interested in your time at as the princess of the Pizza Palace.
I see. Well, it's been a long, long time. Honey, I haven't been the fairy princess since long. It's been what? 30 years?
I hear
You
other
were the-
people have tried to fill the role and not quite cut it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I think Herman had the best of intentions and there was a lot of love in his heart. I really hoped that he could do what I just didn't have the energy to do anymore.
A lot of children were made very happy there.
Thank you for saying so. I did the best that I could.
If I could ask, when you decided to create the Pizza Palace, what inspired you?
And there's a moment where she mulls over the answer and says, well, I just wanted to make some children happy. And I was just lucky enough to be able to get a loan from the bank to open up the big old pizza pot. They never had anything quite that big before. They said that I was a little overly ambitious, but we were able to keep it up and running for a few years. It did all right in its time. if the hurricane hadn't happened, I think I dare say that Herman probably would have been able to make it even better than I ever did. He was putting in new arcade machines, a video wall. It's going to be a real sight.
A video wall. That's very modern of it.
He had some big ideas, and you got to remember that was law 10, 20 years ago. So that would have been real expensive. I see they advertise like 70-inch TVs on like it's nothing, but video wall, big deal back then.
I don't know about you, but when I see an ad for a 70-inch TV, I just think to myself, I want to have some space for myself in that room. How am I going to fit the TV and the couch?
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And then this house wasn't really built for anything that big. So I just stay with I can hardly see it anyway. Even if it were 7 inches, it's just all a little bit. I turn the closed captioning on sometimes, and it's hard enough just to read that. I have to turn the volume up, and people never like that.
Well, what do you think you might do today if you had the energy, the bank loan, the expert support? Imagine that you could spend the full time, hire anyone to help you with your vision. What would you do?
Oh, I gotta be honest with you, Sionnach. I don't know if running a Princess Pizza Pot is some. I think maybe they. Are you from some kind of investment group, or
Oh,
I
no.
don't quite understand.
I thought that this question would be more fun to engage with than that. We can absolutely skip it. I just like to hear what people say when you say, well, here's the whole bright blue sky, fly in it, do whatever you want. What would you imagine you could do with this?
Well,
I think you learn a lot about somebody that way,
I understand.
when you open up their imagination.
Sometimes the open imagination can open doorways for what kind of fantasy can be dangerous too. Be careful about what you allow yourself to imagine. You can lose yourself.
I'd like to unmask someone here.
Would you indeed? Why, this is a very cool move that we have here.
I wish my trust wasn't in the toilet. But
cool. So you're gonna be rolling
French.
Trust plus humanity. Your trust is a -2, and your
Yes.
humanity is a 1. So you're rolling at a -1.
I am. It won't roll well. Oh, well, it could not have been worse.
Oh goodness.
So I have a 1.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Am I considered the -2? Does that put me into an overburdened state, or is it only when you're on the plus side?
It's only when you're on the plus. Yeah, it's
All
bad
right.
enough to be a -2.
All right.
Yeah, your punishment for getting to a -2 is having a -2.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm going to spend one of my always away.
Nice. Oh, I'm so glad you did that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, my XP. And I'm going to, obviously you're going to hard move at me, but I think that I'm going to play into such the bad role as I say, Princess, the shadow is moving. There is not so much time for pleasantries. We need information.
Nice.
How can I get you to tell me what you set up when you came here?
Nice. So you just drop the pretense and all of the pussyfooting around because she is
Yes.
playing. She is definitely playing hard to get, and you just drop the hard truth on her. And when you do, she hesitates a little bit. You can see, Sionnach, you can absolutely see there is a weariness and resignation in her eyes, not fear. And she says, well, I don't have any of the magic left in me. I can't do what I used to do. I left behind enough to, well, I thought, hold it all back.
Well, it worked for
Buildings.
30 years, but
It did. And then that hurricane came along, and I guess it washed old Herman away and broke the place. And then Maxwell, in your head, you hear, you
need to destroy her. This is your opportunity, Maxwell. She's right here. The Scion. Take her. Take her and give her to them. You'll save countless lives. Look at what a shell is left of her. She is not worthy. She should be destroyed.
And I'm going to think this back. Sionnach's very observant. She might see a slight stiffening, but it is extremely slight. As I say, oh, you're willing to come and talk when we have a little old woman here in front of us. Very brave. She is not what this thing would want anymore. It will not care to have her back. She has forfeit all her powers. It would be a morsel that would only bring it further into our world.
and Sionnach, Maxwell's, you're having this conversation with her in your head, right? Just making sure. Or are you verbal? Okay.
Yes.
As Hearn is withdrawn for a moment, like he's concentrating on, you're not sure.
right. I'll step in conversationally, of course.
And you do, and she fills the space, but you get the feeling you see she can't stop looking at Professor Maxwell. And then,
Does he have something on his shirt, darling?
Hearn, is that you?
She knows you. Hearn, what have you not told me?
And I gently but inexorably edge myself a little to the side, as though maybe I'm adjusting my posture in the seat to sip tea differently. Maybe my leg's tired. Maybe I'm about to stand.
Are you giving space for the two of them to be or were you stepping in between? Like, I'm just trying to make sure. You say you're
Well, I
stepping
mean,
to the side. I'm not sure which side.
we're all seated, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
Okay,
not
okay,
really
okay.
good description. But basically, I look more perched now than poised.
I see. Gavin at this point is engrossed in whatever is going on. He doesn't know Hearn, right? So this whole bit, he's like, this lady is off her rocker. I'm enthralled. I'm intrigued, but I'm also super confused. There's all the stuff going on in Gavin's head. And Sally says, Hearn, darling, there's nothing left.
I think in parallel as she's talking, I'm giving that. You didn't tell me this, Hearn. You weren't willing to face her, were you?
I was not, and now she's beneath me.
Then you should tell her that. And I'm making a bet here because I reach down towards my side. And where the horn should be, I grab it.
It's
Outside case we're howls.
nice. And case we're howls, you grab hold of the horn, and then you hear the whistle from the tea kettle. And Sally, it draws her away, and just the force of habit, she turns to head towards the kitchen to take the kettle off of the stove. What do you do, Professor Maxwell?
Hearn, talk to her. And I pull the horn. He has to face what. I'm not going to be his cat's paw. He has to face this, and I'll pull the horn and try to force him to show.
Oh, that's awesome. What do we? I think this is a direct confrontation here, right? Like you're trying to use your confidence and your daring to pull him into the world.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Let's see how this goes.
So that's confidence plus what?
Confidence plus daring. So you're rolling +3. You are very confident.
That's my
very
good
daring.
one. That's a 10.
Nice. On a 10, you choose to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opening, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I create an opening for him to speak, but I am going to choose resist or avoid their blows. I am not going to allow him to act.
Nice. Oh, that's wicked. So we have the magical girl transformation sequence of Maxwell becoming Hearn once again.
And this may also be me revealing to a touchstone my true
Yes.
identity, as Gavin is there as part of my
Yeah.
secret identity move.
Mark XP and move them from your secret identity list to your normal one as Gavin jumps off of the couch. He just falls at this point. He had no idea. Hearn stands over, if I remember, he's like over 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll help Gavin up. I seemed prepared for this.
I literally had no clue.
I mean, they don't look alike.
No, it's not a glasses and curly Q thing at all.
No.
Holy shit. Holy shit. And you hear the sound of teacups rattling just a little bit as Sally Hudgens comes carrying a little tray with a tea kettle, and she's balanced the teacups in little saucers, and she comes in and she looks at Hearn, and then she continues over to gently lay the tray on the coffee table.
Not the reaction I expected.
She knows me.
And you know her.
Hearn. Hearn was a member of my court. The darkness took you, didn't it? Darling, I'm so sorry.
I defended as best I could, my lady.
I'm sorry I left you behind. Used to be
You
so
brought
beautiful.
it to a new world, though.
I did. It was selfish. That was cowardly. What I did. There are going to be consequences, aren't there?
Yes, Your Highness.
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Will you stand and fight this time?
I can't fight no more, hon. I got no power left in me. I gave it all to that building and it broke.
So it's the building.
Yeah, it is. I hope that I'd abdicate my responsibility for what could follow me through. I wanted to live my own life. It was selfish, I know.
What you have
Darkness.
left behind can be reclaimed.
I don't think I'm worthy anymore, hon.
Nor do I.
Well, Sionnach, what are you going to do now?
How could somebody claim the power of that building?
If there's any power left to claim. A simple magic could draw the power, but it has to be awakened. After happiness, joy, strongest things that exist here on this side of the veil. I just don't know how to make anybody happy anymore. You're young. Maybe y'all can do it. I'll be pulling for you, I guess.
What's done is done.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's the purpose of one's life at any stage to live in regret.
Oh,
That's what you young folks say. Wait till you get to my age, darling. We'll see if you agree.
Well, thank you for the interview. This has been helpful, I hope. you have any other advice for us as we face whatever's coming?
If I think of anything, maybe if you left a number or something, I could
I can do that.
call. She picks up a cup of tea and I see the ghostly image of Tyler.
Spooky.
Do we have anything more? Does that feel like the end of scene for y'all?
If
I
you
feel like-
would return to fight, I will stand to defend you. If you sit and wait, I will simply find you when this is over. And I think we hear Caseware sort of howl behind it as the transformation shifts back down.
Nice.
And we see Maxwell, and there are like tears in his eyes. Excuse me, ma'am. And he just walks out the door.
Gavin, go see if he's hurt.
Yeah, sure. Yes, ma'am. And he'll follow.
This is my number. I press like written on paper into her hand. Call me if you think of anything. Call me if you need a ride.
All right.
If I'm not available, I've got friends.
Best of luck to you, Sionnach.
To you too.
And then
I'll pat her on the shoulder and make my way out.
cool.
Breathe the neighborhood air.
A little bit less bread smell.
Little less bready.
Gavin says, Maxwell, that
I can talk about it later, Gavin.
okay. So that's how you know. That's just wow.
Yes, and I'll let everyone else know. For now, please keep it between us.
Okay.
Let's get into the car, please.
He opens the door. Keswer hops in the back and slides into the back as well. And the two of you get in the front. Did you want to do a follow-on like conversation here? Or are we good bringing things to
Want
close?
to hit this as end of scene, Jen, and we could circle back, or what you think?
I feel
Got a
like
pithy
this
line?
is I don't have a pithy line. Too emotional. Pith is not welcome here. But I feel like this is end of scene. I have other ideas, but it's end of session. So
Yep.
So let's close it here. But Theo seems like the gears are turning. Or
Nice.
Sionnach, I should say.
Sweet. All right. Well, it is end of session. Let's transition to our end of session moves.
Can we
So-
take
Yes.
like 3 minutes?
You bet. Let's take a quick bio. All right, we are back. We do end of session. Take a moment to reflect on how the events of the game went, what big changes happened or seem to be on their way. And then you'll choose a teammate and ask them one of the following questions. Let's start with Oscuro.
Okay, I would, in that case, I think I should maybe ask Blossom because we had a pretty relevant scene, I think.
Yeah.
And I would ask you as soon as I find the questions, which I
Oh, well.
don't.
They are on the B plot moves, but I will
Yeah,
drop
but
them in
where?
chat as well.
Down on the
Where
bottom.
are they? Down end of session, of course, there they are. I will ask you, how did I affect you this session? Because I think that's
You gave me the positivity I need, like the kind of upbeat viewpoint of, like, which I think Blossom kind of came to you almost to reinforce her doubts, but you didn't do that.
no. Why would I?
Yeah.
Nice.
I get to shift one of my labels.
Trust will go up.
Oh no. Now I've
Oh,
overburdened
sorry.
as well.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm
Shouldn't
totally.
You shouldn't be
I'm-
trustworthy. It's your own fault.
Yeah, I have a move for that for that actually. That
Oh.
it will totally push everything somewhere where I don't want it, but it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ooh, neat. Neat. Cool. Then I guess Blossom, you'll be next.
Okay.
Or Alex for Blossom.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I just mirror the same question back or. I think I just want to do this exact same question right back at Oscuro, I think.
Yeah, fine. I think let me look at you. I think well, first of all, you reminded him of something pretty painful, but you said you wouldn't push. And he's kind of taking the positivity in his life vicariously. If you are happy, that helps, right? Because that's like, okay, he isn't happy for himself, but he could be at least, yeah, feel a little hope. If you make your life, that's great. So that's the effect you have. You make things a little lighter. Even though it was kind of painful, still I will push your trust up because, yeah, I think yeah, you deserve the trust. I mean, he pretty much said that. So
Nice. Cool. Then let's move from left to right and deal with Tyler for Maxwell and Hearn.
I think, Jen, how did Hearn affect you this session?
Ooh, going straight for the throat with Hearn.
Theo definitely thought that she might have to try to fight Hearn this session, and that was tense for her. But he has proved, as he always has, to possess honor, and was more trustworthy than perhaps in the moment he was taken for. So I'm going to raise your trust up by 1.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very cool. Story mechanics. Love it.
And then
Sionnach.
yeah. Let's see. I'm just going to turn that right back around on Maxwell there.
I'm gonna kind of zero in on us here with the princess. To say I think for Maxwell, having Sionnach there made him willing to let Hearn have this moment, even though, I think Maxwell in a big way was trying to lock Hearn down. I don't think Maxwell was letting Hearn, would have let Hearn do something terrible. I don't think Maxwell would have even thought about it if Sionnach weren't there. He has
Also, Hearn's my rival again.
Maxwell has such faith in Sionnach, both as kind of, our profession, but as a person. And seeing
Nice.
her deal with this situation, I'm going to, let me look to make sure I'm not shoving you into something horrible. But no, I'm going to take your trust up one.
All right.
Very, very cool.
Doink. Doink, doink. Sweet. Also, Tyler, let's have a quick talk. Do we feel like we've bonded a little bit, maybe become touchstones in some way?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Or-
I think this was an intense moment where, you learned something really deep that nobody, including me, knew about her.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
All right, then I wrote it down on my character sheet.
I'll do that too.
Thank you for taking care of that while it's still fresh. Appreciate that. Good stuff. All right, that ends the mechanics portion of an end of session. Now we do our feedback. We'll start off with wishes so we can end with stars. Who'd like to kick it off with some wishes?
I wish, obviously, to have the scene with Isidro.
Yes,
And,
we'll probably lead with that.
And otherwise, yeah, more of this. This was fun. Team bonding and stuff like that. Also, I wish I would meet Neutron Fist at one point or another, because now I gotta get a look at him. Maybe before the date, even. Just, just
All right.
make sure.
Sounds good.
Checking in on this guy who wants to
Little
date my
chaperone
baby
action.
girl.
I love it. So good. Cool. Thank you, Sadine. Who's next with wishes?
I would like a little bit more swapping back and forth. I think
Mm-hmm.
I loved both scenes, so that's not really an issue. But I think I would like that kind of a little bit less downtime between.
I
scenes.
agree. I think that my my spotlight movement on this one was lacking.
I thought another wish. I would like to be Oscuro at one point or another, because right now I've been Miguel for a bit.
Like it. Cool. Alex, any other wishes?
I think that kind of a wish from before, which is more just a continuing, because we did it, I feel, in this session, of bringing in our, NPC characters, from the way how it met, like Nana and Mrs.
Coswell.
Coswell, yeah. And, and lots of other characters.
You bet. Good stuff. All
Yeah,
right.
I think. Let's see, for wishes. Goodness. I think really all I'm really wishing for is an opportunity to try and put some of these planny thoughts in my mind into the game itself. So yeah. I too am also angling towards a new move, and we'll see if it, profits the team or myself at all. But yeah, not a whole lot of other feedback from that that perspective.
Okay. Cool.
Ooh.
Thank you, Jen. Tyler, got any wishes?
I do. I want to have a kind of heart-to-heart with Hearn. I think having a moment where Maxwell and Hearn talk at each other would be kind of cool. And I suppose it does feel like Sionnach and I end up together a lot in our emotional moments. And I've had Blossom in emotional moments. I'd love to have a moment where Hearn, Maxwell, and Obscuro have have that sort of intense moment as well. It is hard to set that up. But we're talking wishes, so I'll put that pie in the sky. But I'd love to have one of those, where we see an intense moment with Obscuro.
That would be cool. Excellent. You went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars, Tyler.
Oh my God, this was fucking awesome. This was such a good one. I know I know there was brought up like where Spotlight moved, but both those scenes with Blossom and Obscuro and Sionnach and I, those kind of needed to breathe. So it would have been hard to like bounce them. So I don't know if, I felt like it was really good scenes on both sides. I loved the awkwardness of Blossom trying to get advice from arguably the worst person on earth to get advice from. Because Obscuro is not going to give great advice on relationships. Not that he couldn't, it's just not where he is now.
Oscuro struck me as a very faithful dude during that scene, but yeah, I've also agree.
It was beautifully done to see them back and forth. And maybe this is a wish. I hate to wish other people, but it would be neat to see Blossom pulling something new out of Obscuro that opens Obscuro up. That seemed like a little of what Blossom was trying to do. Of, there's that chance to go on. And it seemed like a gorgeous scene of them reaching for something and neither one of them having the words to say it. And that was just beautifully done. That was good role play out of both of them. That was good character integrity. And that was nice. Jen, that was so good all around. I mean, me, you, Rich, all of us were doing such good things. Rich, that character of the princess, so good. Sionnach being so gentle to work with her. And I liked how we flip-flopped, Rich, from Maxwell with Hearn in his head to me taking over Hearn. That just felt right. It was a really nicely done scene. So big stars there.
Thanks. I also felt that was pretty splendid. Felt good.
Good improv.
Yeah. Then let's see. Next is Jen. Did you have any stars that you haven't heard?
Oh, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, I liked the details that really came out in Blossom and Oscuro's scene together. Because Oscuro's shit be complicated. And it was nice to get, just a simple, plain spoken reminder of how weirdly in stasis a lot of Oscuro's life actually is, outside of what he does with the team. So that was interesting. It's been very fun watching Blossom navigate these new feelings. Well, they're not new feelings, they're returning feelings. and letting herself feel them again. Boy, the drama with Hearn and the marvelous no sell from Princess, that was so good. It's like, oh, the tea tray is trembling because she's old. That's it. She's just walking with a tea tray. And I don't know, there's something juicy about this multi-dimensional intrigue with this court and these outcomes. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next session.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jen. It was a lot of stars that went out there. So, Alex, are there any left?
Ooh, I really liked Miguel's, like, how our talk, like, I could see it hurting Miguel, and like, it was like, oh, it's, like I said in the chat, Miguel is now racing ahead on the sadness race. Though there was a surprise contender, as I also said in the chat, from Hearn. He was doing a pretty good job in the sadness stakes. But yeah, that pain that was there, but like how he was just like, he didn't not address it, but he also kind of rose over it to kind of help Blossom. I thought it was just a really nice moment. And yeah, Maxwell, that Maxwell needing a moment after all that stuff was really nice. And his, like, gentle kind of not now to Gavin.
Yeah,
was like really nicely just yeah, and a ditto to Sionnach's kind of just coaxing out and handling of. Did we get a name for her beyond the princess?
Sally Hutchins?
Sally.
Yeah, just that kind of making sure the conversation didn't die with, like, we need this information, and just like, kind of controlling narrative. And then yeah, that drop of Sally recognizing Hearn in there. And if there's anything left to be
Actually, there's a lot of left. Okay, first of all, I like all the stars. Everything was awesome. Those scenes, great. What I really liked was how ambiguous Blossom was about. First, she asks Miguel, are you seeing somebody? There's this guy, and he was like, okay, she's setting me up. No, she's setting herself up.
That was great. I love that transition.
That was really a relief. And I loved our group scene where everybody was just throwing out stuff like, what are we doing here? What's going on? And even though I would have hoped to go somewhere with Maxwell, it just the logic of the scenes didn't make that possible, because Maxwell had to be with Sally and I have to be with Isidro. Otherwise it wouldn't have made any sense. So yeah. Anyway, what else? I like Gavin being so like fanboying over Sionnach. That was nice. And there was the whole comic thing. That was also cool. I also loved your voice work with Sally Hodgins. I mean, I'm not a native speaker, so I can't speak to how authentic that accent was, but I really, really liked it. She kind of like seemed so harmless. You just wanted to not scare her, maybe, but also I think she's the strongest contender for saddest person in this show right now, because she's lost that. She was so happy, and she's lost that, and I don't think she will get it back. I mean, there's more hope for Miguel than for her, or also more hope for her, and I think so. yeah, poor thing.
Yay.
Yeah. So I think these. I will probably think of more stars, but I'll leave it there.
Excellent.
Can I add one more wish? I don't want it to be super hacky, but I do think Hearn was offering her a chance of redemption
Mm-hmm.
because Hearn, the thing I got out of this is Hearn felt truly betrayed.
Yep.
And I have no doubt that if we solve this without her, he will come back and kill her. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind.
That feels right. That feels very, very true.
I don't know if Maxwell will approve or how he will stand with it, but Hearn will kill her if she betrays her trust. She's left him once.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you for adding that in. That is good. Sweet. This was excellent. The character work, top notch. We will lead with Isidro in our next session, which is next week. Friends, thank you so much for playing some more PBD. And with that, we'll bring this Atlantica City session to a close.
Bye, y'all.